China's love story with platinum continues. We'll take a look at that article from a recent Haraeus report, and we'll do live gold, silver, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto. Also have a chart of the day as well. It is going to be, well, I'll tell you what that is in just a second or a little bit later in the show. Look, if you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to that part or whatever part you want straight away. But if you're watching live, really, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live on X and on YouTube, including the synchronized slurp, the favorite part of your day. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. You must do it audibly. It is the honor system. Don't be that guy and not slurp it. Come on, man. Wherever you are in the world, let's go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, do it. Good to see my wonderful GMS family. I'm Joe Main, random Aussie guy from Melbourne in Australia, going out live on X and on YouTube. Subscriber-wise, I've got 1,658 now subscribers on YouTube. Absolutely kicking goals. And 3,643 followers on X as well. So join the winning team because you get almost a week daily live show. The format might be changing next week a little bit. I'm going to start experimenting a bit more, and I'll be announcing next week a new brand sponsor too. Ooh, lots of stuff coming. We got to do some quick shout outs, and then we get to the day's festivities. GMS watching what I can, no problem. The topic is very intriguing. Cool, no worries. Gerald Draper, the demand for platinum in new technology and manufacturing of innovative energy next to uranium will be huge going forward as copper will follow. Silver's big breakout is closer, but who knows when? I've got some very lopsided hair going on here. Don't know what's with that. And Nakas O'Reilly says, GMS morning, a cold, wet day in Melbourne today. It is a bit. And you are slurping too. We have, I don't think not as many people have gotten the notification this morning. What's going on there? I'm going to quickly share the screen. Let's see what's going on over on good old X. Can you do me a favor, please and thank you? Could you please follow me on X? x.com/it's Joe Main, because it really helps me with everything that I need to do. Give me 1 second, because what I do here live, you can help me do it live on X right now. What should I put in here right now? Let's go. China's platinum love story continues. Sure. Let's do that one. What else do you reckon, guys? Let's see. Gold, silver, BTC. Let's go that. BTC analysis. Chart of the day. Chart of the day. Chart of the day. And what else? Plus, let's see, maybe Toshi H-bar, Toshi GRT, Gala Talk 2. Why not? Let's get those people on board. Let's go, people. Any more comments? And then if not, we'll get into, again, today's topic. Gerald would be a great guest on the live. Could quite possibly be. Yeah, I do need to, with this show, I need to figure out the format a little bit better. It's funny. We always tend to do the right stuff for our clients, but then we don't do the same stuff for ourselves. So, for example, if you were a client of mine for, obviously, as you know, I've helped many businesses over the years launch and grow YouTube channels and other social media, and they get a full content plan. So if you have a business, any kind of business whatsoever, you want to have a chat with me, because I've successfully launched to a very good degree multiple businesses, YouTube channels and other associated social media, and they get a full on, like, this day you're doing this is the type of stuff you're doing on this day, this is the kind, you're going to make sure you're doing your XYZ, and you end up not doing it for yourself. So I've got to give myself a proper content schedule and all that, rather than a little bit more ad hoc in the mornings. I see what's the news doing and all that. So it's going to be a little bit more, I would say, scheduled-ish from next week, and I'm mixing it up between how many lives do I do next week. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for the vote of confidence, says Gerald Draper. Let's talk about China's continued love story with platinum. I'm going to share a quick report that Haraeus brought out just, I think, yesterday. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at the price of platinum. Then we'll do gold, silver, precious metals, and get onto Bitcoin and crypto as well. So I will share the screen. Please follow me on X right now, x.com/itsjoemain. I am live. Look at my beautiful face. So this is the most recent Heraeus Precious Appraisal. They call it the Precious Metals Appraisal. And their little feature story is about China and platinum and jewelry in particular. This is from the 26th of May. So a couple of days ago. All right, let's take a look why China is continuing its love story with platinum. Market Spotlight. Let's read it together, shall we? And I will move myself out of the way so that you can see that a bit better. There you go. That looks a little better right there. Okay, discussion of platinum's fundamentals was front and center at London Platinum Week. Okay, London has a Platinum Week. Who knew? Good to know. Among the more prominent themes were the evolution of platinum jewelry and investment demand, particularly in China, which, despite declines, is still the leading consumer of platinum. Okay, China is still the largest platinum market and dictates global demand trajectory. Can never say that word. In jewelry terms, China makes up more than a quarter of global demand. That's crazy. And investment sentiment is positive anecdotally. Owing to China's dominant position, the direction of change in the country is broadly representative of the global picture. Makes sense, particularly in the jewelry market. Demand indicators are relatively healthy in China this year. Okay, various presentations over the last week highlighted the potential for growth in the Chinese jewelry sector this year. Platinum Guild International, good old PGI, reported that Chinese platinum jewelry fabrication returned to growth in the last quarter of last year, with a strong indication that fabrication again expanded by 50%. Wow. In the first quarter of this year alone. That's a big change. With high gold prices now posing a serious threat, yes, to gold jewelry demand, yes. Wholesalers are beginning to look more favorably on platinum, the other grey metal. A number are reportedly increasing stock in showrooms throughout the country. The base case assumption is that Chinese platinum jewelry demand could struggle this year, but these indicators add to the upside risk to demand. Okay, contingent on significant conversion of consumer sales of yellow and white purchases to platinum, not just at the wholesale level. China's platinum import figures. Now, this is the big one. China's platinum import figures for April are the highest in a year at 371,000 ounces. What's K ounces? Don't know what that means. What KOZ? Don't know what that means. Someone can tell me in the comments. However, this is still within 5 and 10 year ranges year to date and some 40% below 2024. Okay. A meaningful increase in wholesale demand is therefore yet to translate into trade data, but the signs are looking like it will. Platinum investment has potential. Oh, interesting, but Chinese taxes are prohibitive. Okay. Chinese investors have no access to onshore. So in China, you can't get a platinum ETF. Interesting. And so investment is primarily carried out in the form of bars and coin purchases. That's good for the physical. The PBOC reintroduced the Platinum Panda coin in 2022. 2022 Platinum Panda coin. Let's take a quick look. Good old Platinum Panda coin right here. Images, well, that's the Platinum Panda. Okay, right there. So that's, don't know what year that one is, but that's the design. So good, like the platinum, the Chinese Panda Gold, Chinese Panda in silver, which Perth Bullion Exchange, by the way, has a special on this week. Let me go back to where the hell I was. With the vast majority of each annual mintage earmarked for sale only in China. So basically, good luck trying to find a platinum Chinese panda outside of China. Jewelry itself can be used as an investment vehicle and store of value in addition to its aesthetic value. Yes. However, one point of discussion last week was the complex tax system for platinum in China, which is seen as a discouragement for potential investors as it eats away a potential value appreciation. Yes. According to World Platinum Investment Council forecasts, investment will reach a record of 186 KOZ in China this year. An increase in bar and coin fabrication can redirect supply away from sponge production for industrial and auto catalyst end users. If fundamentals are now viewed as strong enough, platinum could extend its rally. Yes, now in its third straight year of deficits. Interesting, which have been drawing down above ground stocks of platinum. The platinum price rose markedly last week, certainly did. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Fundamentally, in a deficit for 2025, net demand is forecast to remain stable year on year, with an underperformance in the supply side being the key driver. Yes, so less supply. If traders and market participants view the market now as tighter, with stocks meaningfully drawn down, the price could find further support. So that was actually, I would say it's actually less so than my, or say more so than my title there. Love story. It definitely, you can definitely see that there's an increase there, but this is a bit more of a well-balanced article. I like the fact that they gave it the sort of other side as well. So, you know, higher taxes, etc. It's a little bit harder to... It's like when I say about rhodium. You don't buy rhodium physical in Australia because there's GST on top. The buyback prices are terrible. The premiums are pretty huge. Sounds like a similar kind of thing. For China, that's interesting. But platinum has been looking very, very good, and I do believe it will continue. There's a little bit of dips, etc. But let's take a look at the price of platinum now. This is platinum on the 1 hour time frame, priced in USD, 1,084 US dollars. And as I said on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum post this morning, I post there every single morning. Can't show you the page right now. I said that platinum's price is holding up nicely. So if we go back to the weekly, have a look here. So far, that beautiful week opening, we went from 990 roughly to basically $1,100. We closed last week very, very close to the top. That's always a decent sign. Okay, if you have a big spike and then close the week below, a big spike, we don't like them to the upside. So we do like them closing really close to their spikes. That says the momentum is in the upward direction. And on the 1 hour, as I was saying in that post, I like the fact that we've held up so far very nicely. And we haven't even gotten down into, we still could, but we haven't even gotten down into the expected support range that you would normally find. If you take it from this low and this high, you call it the zag zone, and that's between here and here. So we haven't even gotten there, and we've actually remained above the 0.236. Couple of spikes, but look, closed above basically every time, almost, at least there and there. So looking good. And you could also say, some people would say, that the relative strength index has pretty much reset itself on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, you could see very clearly there was some bearish divergence here, and then it just started a little bit of an extra splurt of the gas tank, okay, the last splutters, and then it just started peaking up. But you can see here pretty clearly higher high, then a lower high. That was saying a bearish divergence may be coming. Okay, then we have seen a little bit of a move. But we've already come down to the bottom end of the relative strength index, and the volume is still looking very nice. Okay, pretty steady as well. So this could be the little dip down for platinum. I did posit yesterday that we might find a little bit more of a dip, but you've got to go where the data tells you. And so far, so good. So if we, obviously, if we clear above this high here, it's probably looking good for at least a test of here at 1,110, 1,120. In order to say that we will definitely do that. And again, this is just the little intraday kind of weather report. You should just be probably dollar cost averaging into your favorite metals anyway. It's always the best way to do it. But yeah, clearing here, isn't that interesting? Where did we find resistance? At least on the 4 hour time frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there at the zag zone between here and here. Funny how that works, isn't it? That's at 1,087. So clear 1,087, then I would probably say you're looking good for a move up to there. Okay, I reckon. And let's see where we go from there. Platinum, bullish on in the longer term, as you know. I also have platinum mining stocks as well. The day hasn't opened for the platinum miners here in Australia, but it probably will while we're doing the show so we can take a look at that. Give me 1 second. I'll pop this back over here as I like to see myself on this side. And so do you. Don't you like to be on the right side of me? Don't get on my wrong side. So that is platinum, looking quite nice. Okay, very good. Are you in platinum? Post a comment below right now. I know a couple of my subscribers definitely are, as they like to pump its virtues, of course. What about the platinum miners? Are you in any of the platinum miners? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching this afterwards on the replay, let me know in the YouTube comments as well, or in the replies on Twitter. Just watch out for this area here. Very key area, of course. We've been talking about it for a long time. That's around about your, again, 1,110, 1,120. Eventually, this will break, and it's looking very good. Long-term accumulation pattern. You have an outlier here and an outlier there. But you can see very clearly this general range, and we are making a play for it once again. Is this time the time? My guess is yes, okay, because you see that decline right there. Well, just as it's declining, so obviously a consolidation through time and on a decline right there from the previous spikes, you can see that you just need to creep along just in a range, and then eventually, instead of having a massive spike to that decline, it just does its little thing, ranges for a while. This is the 10-year accumulation pattern, okay, in platinum. Once this breaks, it's going to break, okay? 10-year accumulation pattern, COVID low, an overextension because of that, right? And then consolidating through time, and it just then eventually just naturally just comes to meet that downtrend line, and it's coming really soon, okay? Once that pops, probably going to pop quickly. That's my imagining, okay? That is platinum looking fantastic. Any comments on platinum? I'm sure there are a couple. By the way, did you know the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemmarkets.com, and South Africa, Russia, and now Canada. Yeah, you're a platinum and uranium stockholder. I have uranium stocks right now. I have platinum stocks too. Let's see. More dollars will be made on the new platinum miners stocks than in physical platinum. I do agree that miners will probably outperform for a while, I'd imagine. Let's see. A few more comments here. Platinum supply is down 20% in the first quarter of 2025. Good. We want supply to go down and demand to go up. Okay. Neil says we only have a 3-month supply above ground right now. Is that true? It's very interesting. Okay, good to know. Thank you. CCP bought half the world's supply of platinum last year. That could also be true. Man, they're loving it. It is a love story. Any more people? Let's see. As well as Montana has a placer mine, has a platinum mine, I think is what you're trying to say. Operation gets about 14,000 ounces per year, as well as new energy technology. USA and a few other countries will mine a little, not much. Neil, I always feel like you're on your phone typing. Is that right? Are you always on your phone because it's got a bit of predictive text and the capital A, the letter A's always come as capitals? Which countries do platinum mining, or is it a byproduct of mining? No, there's specific platinum miners. And yes, you answered it, South Africa, Russia, and now Canada. Cool, that's the platinum talk. Let's get to quick gold, silver analysis. I have a chart of the day as well. I'll tell you what that is in just a few moments after we do the rest of the stuff here. If you have a chart request, let me know. I'll take a potential look at it. I always give preference to super chats. Super chats open. Here is gold on the 4-hour time frame. Sure, let's go with that. $3,310 US using the tradingview.com website. Not a lot to say. We are just hovering and no definite heading up from here or heading down from here. Why? We are right in the zag zone. If it does this, if it crosses there, looking great for probably, I would say, a new all-time high coming. And if it crosses down through here, be very careful, okay? And then you don't want to see this uptrend line be crossed, okay? If you break here, you're probably coming down to here at around about 3,180 something. And if you cross here, you're probably, I'd say, pretty good to make a new all-time high in gold. And where the all-time high in gold comes, I don't know. Could be 37, 3,800, 4,000, not quite sure about, because it's an undiscovered country. But yeah, really got to watch out for there. Breakthrough there, not good news, down we go. Again, that depends on what your subjective version of good news is, because you might wanting to be loading up more. If you're dollar cost averaging, you don't really care. You're actually averaging your cost in lower as you go. Even better, because as I do, pretty much, where gold is going in precious metals are going in the longer term over the next 3, 5, 10 years, looking fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at silver. Silver, $33.30. Cool. Not a lot to say. A little bit of a dip. Still hanging up at resistance, which is good. Haven't broken down through the 0.382. Haven't even broken the 0.236. So it's looking great. It's just looking great. Little, moves along the way. Oh, here's something interesting I just saw. And I wouldn't have seen this yesterday because it wouldn't have posted it yet, I don't think, the 4-hour time frame. Potential hidden bullish divergence on silver right now, at least on the 4-hour time frame. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a higher low on the price and a lower low on the relative strength index. Okay, right there. Higher low, lower low. That's potential hidden bullish divergence, where it's a continuation of the trend. So the trend has been moving up. Okay, trend is moving up. We had a little bit of a bear just there, slightly. Well, it's just, you can see that slight decline. You actually can see that kind of symmetrical triangle pattern playing out. So that's interesting. Symmetrical triangle patterns are indeterminate because it's not favoring either side, but with hidden bullish divergence, that's looking good. So I'm going to call it. Actually, I'm going to say this is my opinion. I'm going to stick with it. The volume is still very good as well. So I'm going to say hidden bullish divergence, at least on the RSI. That's one blinker on. I'm expecting a move up and out of $33.70 onwards to 35. Break 35.50 will be coming very quickly after that. Cool. Looking great for silver. What will negate that? Breaking below. And you don't want to break $31.70. That will take you into the zag zone. And obviously, that'll take you down to at least probably $30.40. Okay, so don't break that. And we're good. Hidden bullish looks good for the moment. Could I be wrong? Yes. Dollar cost average? Yes, just do that. That's gold and silver. I don't want to check anything else. Gold to silver ratio is just doing its thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the precious metals for today. Any more comments? Then we'll get into some other talk like Bitcoin, crypto, and my chart of the day. I'm going to be introducing a chart of the day. I should have been doing that for a while, right? Let's see. Good morning, QWERTY Europe. Morning, Stackers. Good to see you, my friend. Gerald Draper, buying opportunities on this latest pullback, but many are collecting more dry powder. Sure, stablecoins ready to be dispersed. Can you say ZBCN was just the starting pistol sounding off? Possibly. So we're getting to crypto talk right now. BTC has a long way to go. Yes. Over the long term, yeah. 3.4 trillion will become 5 trillion in crypto before the spill in. You could be right. You should, of course, be, seeing as though we did precious metals already, you should be buying from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. You know it, I know it. Anyone who has had any experience with Perth Bullion Exchange, if you've been a customer, you know now they're the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. Why? Free shipping. That's all I should really need to say, because no other bullion dealer gives you free shipping. Why not? Don't know. They've never done it before. Perth Bullion Exchange started their company last year, May 1st last year. Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange started it and said, I'm going to be the first in Australia to give you free shipping when you buy over any amount whatsoever. Again, you could spend $1 million with any other bullion dealer, and if you need it shipped out to you, they're going to go, oh, we're not going to do that for free. Well, obviously, with $1 million of stuff, depending on what it is, actually $1 million of gold shouldn't cost that much. All right, but you got insurance and all that. That's going to cost a lot more to send $1 million worth of metal, because you need an armor guard and all that kind of stuff. But that mid-range stuff, if you spend $5,000 $10,000 with a bullion dealer, any other bullion dealer, you don't get free shipping. You still have to pay the $20, $25, possibly more, depending on where you are, depending on what metal you're buying as well. If you buy $10,000 worth of silver, you're still paying for shipping, okay? Now, you can buy $10,000 of silver and get free shipping with Perth Bullion Exchange, okay? perthbullion.com.au. How? All you need is 20 or more items in your shopping cart, in your order. Okay, so listen carefully. You could go, I want to buy a bunch of 1 kilo silver bars, right? You go, I just want a bunch of kilo silver bars. I don't want to buy the smaller amounts of stuff, okay? I don't want that. But here's where you might consider doing that. Yes, you want the biggest bang for your buck, okay? So you could go like this. You could go, I'm going to buy a bunch of 1 kilo buyback stuff. Now, they're out of stock at the moment, okay? Silver's very popular at the moment. But you could buy up to $10,000 worth. So what is that going to be? Let's see. For example, I'll do that. So what's it, about 1,760? So if I go 10,000 divided by 1,760, it's going to be 4 or 5 bars. All right. So you could buy 5 kilos of silver from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Now, because it's 5 kilos, that's only 5 line items. That's actually only a unit quantity of 5. You go, well, they'd be charging me shipping, right? All you need to do is add 15 other items from the website. And you don't have to add 15 extra 1 kilo bars. You could find the cheapest thing on their website currently and just add 15 of those, right? And then you get free shipping for your entire order. That's how it works. It's just crazy. And look at this. There's 22 1/10 ounce coins in stock right now. So you could literally add 15 of those, right? And what's that going to cost you? It's mental, right? You could add 15 of those and that's going to cost you what? Let's see, $126. Now, you could choose and say, oh, look, I'll just pay the X amount of dollars that's going to cost me for the shipping of the 5 kilos, but you get some extra silver. They could be gifts. That's just extra silver in your pocket, right? And you're getting the whole shipping for free. Anyway, this is an extended version of my love for Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au and all the other great stuff they do. Anyway, you know them, you love them. Let's go to Bitcoin and crypto. Nelly. Okay. Let's see. Let me get rid of you, and I'll get rid of you, and we'll just get a little bit of that flotsam and jetsam out of the way because it can get a little bit annoying and a little bit busy looking. Cool. Let's do this on the daily time frame. Yeah, indecision time. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and crypto. Bitcoin on the daily, 109,000 roughly. US dollars Bitstamp exchange price. Indecision happening at the moment. That's all I have to say. It's indecision. How do we know it's indecision? Because look at this candle from yesterday. I think some people, is that called a doji or something? I don't know all the investment. I'm not an expert where I know all the terminology and all that. I call that the Darth Maul candle, as you guys know, because it looks exactly like a double-ended lightsaber, like Darth Maul style in that Star Wars movie that people don't like to talk about since it came out. But you know what? Not as bad as the newer ones. So indecision, okay, at the moment. So that's all we really have to say. We made that play for that 110,000. Remember we talked about that yesterday? And we said it had to close, not spike. Again, spikes mean SHIT. It's all about where things close at. And basically, where did we have a spike to? I said we needed to clear that 109,000, yes, 110,000 right there through the zag zone, but we're still in it, okay? We needed to clear out of that zone right there. We did it, but it was a spike. Failed move to break off and failed move to hold it. Oftentimes from a failed move is a fast move in the opposite direction. And now we're at the bottom end now. So you really got to watch out for here, 108.7, 108,700. Clear through there, you're probably making a test back down here. And of course, if you cross over right there, 106,700 according to the Bitstamp exchange price. That's not good for Bitcoin, okay? That's a break of market structure. Then that's a lower high, right? First lower high. And then if you start making a lower low, bad news bears, at least for a period of time. You could just be going through a period of a little bit of consolidation after such a large move. So that's, over the longer term, that might be fine. But if you're day trading, or if you're like, I'm not sure whether I want to buy here or not, you crack 106,700. Watch out for a further move down, okay? And you can see this has been coming off of bearish divergence, where the number go up and the relative strength index flattens out, okay? And on the on-balance volume, I think it was the same. Let me have a look. No, OBV was actually rising at the same time, so just that one blinker on right there. So watch out for that. Crack through that 100 now roughly, still 110. I'll call it crack through 110. Looking good for a potential continued rise. Crack through 106,700. Watch out, okay? Over the longer term, though, again, as I've been saying, you can come down to here. That's fine. Anywhere down to roughly here, $96,000, $97,000. Par for course. That's cool. No problem. Cool. That is Bitcoin. Others, the altcoin market, still not deciding where it's going just yet. Okay, we're at 268 billion US dollars market cap, and it's still in its uptrend, but just be careful. Break 260 billion, not a good sign. Break 247 billion, bad sign. Okay, then you're looking for, again, I'll give it down to freak everyone out at around about 230 billion. You would want to see that as a really quick move, okay? Really quick move. And what you would want to see there is hidden bullish divergence. So what you would want to see is a pivot right there, a bit of a bounce off and a pivot, okay? And then you want that to be from there, you want that to be a lower low. So you want the relative strength index to come down here, okay? Higher low, lower low. So that could be a hidden bullish divergence and a continuation of the trend. That's what you want to see if it were to come down here. What you actually really want to see is obviously just a move back up and crack through right here. Crack through there at 280 billion. That's the line in the sand for me. Crack through 280, then we'll talk about some higher prices. We will not be talking about higher prices in crypto in general until then. Are there outliers in crypto which just go hell for leather in the upwards direction? Of course they do. One of those has been recently. ZBCN, as one of our wonderful subscribers alerted it to us a while ago, and we've seen a great move. Okay, so ZBCN, I don't remember what it does. ZBEC network, I think it's to do with payments and things. 0.005, so half a cent it's gone up to. Quickly on ZBCN, we are finding support so far on the 4-hour time frame at the top end of the Zag zone. So that's good. Good note. So it's in all-time high territory, or it's just gone into it, and it's finding support right there. Interesting. So it could, if it bounces off there, you're looking really good. Bounce off there, clear back through. So if we do something like this and we clear back through, I would say, for ZBC and ZBEC network, clear through. Oh, I nabbed it exactly. Clear through. What's that? 0.00477. Then you'd be looking good for another new all-time high coming in that. If it gets into the Zag zone that you don't want it to cross here at 0.00295. Okay. On the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame, starting to reset on the relative strength index, and on the hourly, you're already pretty reset. Bear in mind, you can get into extremely undervalued, okay, or oversold, but it's in the bottom end. So you could find support here. Just need to see it crack through that level right there. That's ZBC, and didn't think I'd do a specific thing on it, but why not? Let's take a quick look at a couple of other things. Here is Toshi on the 1-hour time frame. Let's go to the daily, priced in USD 0007. So we've had another move, okay. And it looks like we're butting up against the 0.236 from the old high and the old low. Old high of 0.0025, so 1/4 cent, and the old low all the way down there. Cool. We're butting up against that. And that's interesting how it coincides with the 0.382 from this little high. And where are we? Sorry. This little low and this little high as well. So that's the clear, see that confluence between that Fibonacci and the larger one. So that's very clear resistance at, your 0.00074 level. That's the one you need to break through. Break through there, looking good. That also, interestingly, coincides with a downtrend line too. So yeah, basically 0.00074, 0.00075 is the area you need to hold. We've just cracked through there. You could call it that, really. Yeah. Crack through there and you would be looking good for at least a move. Okay, that would be good. And if I take it from this high and this low, if we do crack through there, on Toshi, the face of base, that brings you up to, you got to get through here. Right there for Toshi, got to get through, we've been talking about it before, 0.00085. Get through there and then you're looking for a good higher move. From there, don't know, we'll talk about it. Well, I do know, but I don't want to talk about it. That is it. Toshi looking okay. What else did we talk about in the mentions in Twitter? I did mention GRT and I mentioned Gala. So let's take a quick look at those for my GRT and Gala fanboys, of which that is a compliment. It is not a derogatory term. Here's GRT, the graph. So far, actually holding up kind of well, okay? It is up to the whims of what general crypto is going to do, okay? So we have to watch others and the Bitcoin dominance. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But look, so far, it is holding and it's back within its giant symmetrical triangle pattern, right? That one there, see that? We broke down. We had an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, broke to the upside, found resistance at bang on the trapped money, all the buyers here who got in and then are depressed, so they would take their break even here. So you were going to get some resistance right here. We did, and we found support right at this uptrend line. So that's interesting. Okay, so not out of the woods yet. Got to clear. Definitely here. Clear there and looking great. Okay, so clear that 13-cent level roughly. Somewhere around 13 cents, looking good. Okay, you'll be looking for a pump up to at least probably 17 cents and possibly even up to the top end right here at the downtrend line. Once again, I would expect some resistance again from there. But interestingly, a pump from there, if crypto does decide, okay, it's onwards and upwards from here, then that's actually what? That's a 107% move from here. Or if you decided, no, I'm going to wait for the break here, that's an 80% move. Would you take an 80% move on a confirmed breakout and confirming that it is also breaking out versus Bitcoin? You'd want to do that too. Okay, so you'd want to see, here's what you want to see for GRT. You'd want to see a break of here of 13.5 cents roughly. You would also want to see it breaking out on its Bitcoin pairing as well. You could comfortably say, let me get rid of that. We already had a break here, but it was a failed move. I would say, yeah, here it is again. I wouldn't say that's the new market structure change. I'm going to keep it here at that, whatever that line is. A bunch of zeros, 113. Cool. If you just want to stay updated, I'll let you know when the alerts come off. So subscribe to me and I'll keep you updated. But you need to see confluence with both the fiat dollar price of GRT or any crypto and its Bitcoin pairing. So if you get a breakout on there too, with a breakout of that, you can basically say, yeah, we're heading on at least to here, at least to there. And that would be, see the bunch of trap money right there? That's at least, what, a 55% move? Not bad. Wouldn't take that long either. Again, because crypto never sleeps. It has bigger appreciation in general than, other things like precious metals. So yeah, watch out for GRT. It's on my list of things to get back into 100%. For sure. So that's that. Let's take a look at Gala. I love Gala games as well. Love the fundamentals, etc. And it's been doing a similar thing. That's pretty much it. Left, we had the inverse head and shoulders. Okay. Had that, broke to the upside, and we've come back and tested exact support. So far, it has remained a support. I'll say the exact same thing. General crypto goes up, you would want to see a break of here. Then you can say, oh, that's interesting. We're going to head up a little bit further, and you would want to watch out for the zag zone, areas of the area of resistance you could expect to get to, and you want to go back in time and look where's the trapped money. So you can see a bunch of trapped money there at the Fib 500, the 500 level. There's some trapped money there, okay, at the 0.382. So you do have that zone to get through, okay. And up in here as well, is there any trapped money in here? Yeah, a little bit of trapped money, but that's way back there. So those people probably would have gotten out by now. I would suggest they would have been shaken out over time, because this goes back all the way to July of 2022. So those guys probably wouldn't worry about it. I'd be most concerned from a resistance level at between here and here, okay, mainly. So that, if you break here and go to there, what's that? You can take the gamble and do it right now if you wanted to. You can buy now, take the gamble, wouldn't do it. So from here to here, that's look, it's not as good as GRT as the graph, but that's a 30% move. Or up to here, that's 60%. Again, not bad. Again, general crypto has to be showing that it's heading up. Nothing is confirmed on that yet, but those are the two big ones that I'm watching out for. And I showed you Toshi as well. Let's do some comments, quick comments, and then we'll do my chart of the day as well, and then we'll get out of here. Thoughts on Ondo Finance? I can take a look at that in a little bit. Let me just take a quick little look right now, actually. Why not? We're on... I always get sucked in by the people who want the chart requests, but you know, I'm just a giving guy. Ondo, generally, okay. Here is Ondo on the weekly time frame. US dollars, 94 cents. I wouldn't say it's looking as strong as GRT or as the graph or Gala, although it's looking all right. No, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's not as strong though. I mean, you've got, if you want to say, well, that's pretty. I don't think if you could really say that, but we could left shoulder, head, right shoulder, maybe. It did break the neckline there, back down. It held. It broke that one, but it held right there at the 0.5. Okay, so it held support, back up again. Didn't really hold support. It went through the zag zone there. So it's looking a little iffy, okay? I would say Ondo. Again, though, if general crypto is going up, Ondo will probably do really well, okay? You just want to think, well, will it do as well as being in other things? I'm kind of liking GRT and Gala, for example, a little bit better at the moment. Although, look, I do appreciate that, you know, real-world applications are a longer-term thing. I get it. But just from a pure technical thing, look at this, right? You had that, and it didn't hold the normal zone that you would want to hold. It didn't hold right here, and it broke down. Now, you did find support right there, but it's still hovering around the bottom end of this. Okay, so you got to watch out for that. Not looking as strong as others, but again, a rising tide raises all ships, so I wouldn't be too concerned. If general crypto is going up, you're probably looking okay. Let me do... Yeah, cool. Let's do our chart of the day. I'm just going to get it up, as they say, and I'm also going to quickly probably check my other stuff. Where is it? Is it in my list? Right, it is. It is right there. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to get it up also on Grok. Tell me about this one on ASX. Cool. We are watching, by the way, if you're watching live, Good Morning Stackers, the week daily live show all about stacking Satoshis, stacking silver, stacking skills, investing, and we take a lot of charts and things, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto, stocks as well. All right, I've got that there. I've got my other one there, and I've got the price up. Brilliant. Let's do it. Here is your chart of the day. Today we're going to be looking at CBN, Carnaby Resources Limited, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. What is it? Let's at least share the screen first and talk about that. This is good old Grok. Okay, the ticker CBN on the ASX. What? Does not... Oh, CNB. Let's go back. I'm going to start that again. because it's CNB, not CBN. Chart of the day. Let's take a look at CNB, Carnaby Resources Limited. CNB, listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. What is it? Let's go to Grok and take a look. CNB is Carnaby Resources Limited, a company listed on the ASX. Below is information about it. If you were code CNB mining, okay, it's mineral exploration. Headquarters in Western Australia in Subiaco. Business description. Carnaby Resources Limited is a mineral exploration company focused on discovering and developing mineral deposits, primarily copper, gold and lithium. Its key projects include the Greater Duchess Copper Gold Project located in Queensland. This is the company's flagship project targeting high-grade copper and gold deposits. Pilbara gold and lithium projects as well. Yilgarn margin projects, blah, blah, blah. Market cap of, it's a big boy, it's pretty good, 86 million Australian dollars. Recent price movement. I'm showing you this because it had a recent good price appreciation, and I'm doing a tie-in as well. And I'm going to do a tie-in to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. So I am going to do a little tie-in to one of my brand sponsors, but it's for a really good reason. This is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. If you want to be a better investor, they have amazing courses. Do the 10-week foundational course. You'll learn you just want to be a better investor, learn the basics, okay? If you want to be like a full-on trader and do it for a living, or just be an excellent trader or investor, even better than before, think about the year-long comprehensive. But what they have is their academy. When you go through one of the courses, you get access, complimentary access to their academy, okay? academy.masteringthemarkets.com. You can even actually subscribe to the academy without doing one of the courses. So they have a monthly subscription as well. What do you get? Oh, we'll go back there for a second. There's someone's talking about silver. What do you get as part of the Mastering the Markets Academy? I promise we'll get back to CNB in a second, but this all does tie in, I promise. For example, I watched the part of this educator call yesterday. This is all the back-end stuff that you have to pay for. There's a free version where you get all the public stuff, but this is all the backstage pass. The last one right here, this is with Craig Dixon. He did a fundamental analysis where he goes through just companies' prospectuses, companies' announcements and all that. And towards the end of it, at the end, he talked about CNB, and I caught the tail end of it. Now I'll show it to you right here. He went through its fundamentals and all that. It was around about here. There was a recent report of its, there we go, Carnaby right there. Its recent report of its findings, all right, its measurements and all that. And he was basically saying from a fundamental perspective, CNB, Carnaby Resources Limited, looks very good from a fundamental perspective. So I went, okay, great. What does it look like from a technical perspective? Let's go back. So anyway, that's Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. You should be signing up for at least for a free version, and then you can wet your whistle and get onto the paid subscription or do one of their courses. Here is CNB. Okay, Carnaby Resources Limited on the ASX, priced in Australian dollars, 34 cents. Again, in the copper mining thing. They just recently released the report, as I just showed you, showing their copper measurements. It's looking really good for them. Okay, you can see here, we've had some great price appreciation. The market is open at the moment, still trading at 34. I'm going to quickly check, not that you can see this, I'm going to quickly check my Moomoo account. And my Moomoo account will be the live, because this is what you're seeing right here is a 20-minute delayed thing. So I'm going to look at, okay, so we're up a little bit, okay, on Carnaby. And other things are up too. Fantastic. So you can see we definitely had a bottoming out there, and that's a definite bottom. And as we all know, including Jason Ashworth, I don't think he was on the show today, unless he's coming in late, loves a large bottom. You can see right here, downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. But what was it doing on the relative strength index? It was actually moving in an uptrend. So that's a bullish divergence. Lower lows, higher lows on the RSI. That was setting up a potential nice move higher. We have seen a market structure broken. That was here. Right there, it formed, another lower low, right? Formed a higher, an equal low right there, and it crossed over right there. That was the change of market structure. Now we formed a Where are we? We formed a higher high. So the first higher high for a while. Cool. Right here. So it's looking really nice. Okay. Why did I do that? There we go. That higher high. Higher than that. Cool. And then we just broke out here. Looking very nice for CNB. And again, with its fundamentals, probably, not definitely, but probably some more price appreciation to come. I did my little charting here based on much more of that knowledge that I've been imbibing from mastering the markets, for example, and I took it from this recent high on the daily time frame and this low, what it looks like it possibly is at this stage, nothing guaranteed, and then you've got the zag zone, and so you've got, at least from where it was, where it closed at yesterday, that's about a 38-40% increase. And anywhere up to here is where you could expect some resistance. So some resistance between here and here. So that's about 40 to 80%. Not bad. The trapped money is sitting around about here. So you can see right there, definite trapped money. So I would be expecting some kind of resistance around about there at 48 Australian cents. But again, that's a 30-something% increase for traders. That's not a bad... Again, this is on the daily time frame. You can get that in about a week and a bit, 40%, not bad. Get in, get out, and then find something else that is just changing its market structure. From a longer term perspective, let's do that. If you are bullish on precious metals, you've been bullish on gold. Gold's had its big run. Silver is going to have, its larger run. It already broke out of its accumulation range, and now platinum is just starting its run versus gold. What's one of the next metals to go? Okay, it goes down the list. Gold, silver, platinum, palladium maybe, but copper could be a big thing. Okay, so let's take a look at the larger macro picture as well for Carnaby. At least if you are bullish on copper, then you'd be wanting to be very bullish on this one as well. So if we take it from the old highs and the old lows, get rid of all that for you. We'll do just some blue sky thinking. Okay, let me get rid of all of that for the moment. We'll take it from, we'll even take it from, screw it. We'll take it from the all-time high and what could potentially be the all-time low. Actually, what I want to do first, let's go back. We opened here at, this is back in 2016 at 16 cents. We had a low here of about 3.5 cents. So I'll actually take from here, I want to see where this landed at. Okay, it's key support right there. Bounced off support, broken market structure. Very interesting. So from this high and this low, okay, we didn't even bounce off. We're way under. So that's way under the 0.786, but we have found support here and we've broken market structure. Okay, so that's good. We have at least found support there. It's trending up on the weekly time frame, trending up in the relative strength index. Again, on the weekly time frame as well. You've got the lower low and the higher low right there. If I show you the OBV, on balance volume, what does that suggest anything? No, the volume, the only thing I would say is that the volume on the weekly time frame isn't confirming it just yet. We're seeing a rise in volume. Okay, that's good, but you have this recent drop off in volume. Okay, the sellers were definitely in control if you look at that. As this is going up, it's saying that the buyers are more in control of the market. I would prefer to see that volume higher, and you would want to see it at least break. At least there, okay, right about there. Break that volume kind of level, yeah, then you'd be looking all right. So not out of the woods yet, but if we did some blue sky thinking, and I'll get rid of that again. If you're bullish on copper, you'd want to be probably bullish on this, and you could have even a big move if the low is in up to here. That's its zag zone. So there's a potential for here. Now, of course, there's potential for all-time highs and all that, but this is just the longer macro thing. And right here, so from here, and I'm not saying to buy here, but you've even got a potential of like 180%, anywhere up to like 300-something%. That's not bad. Where is the trapped money along the way? Well, before the zag zone, right there, you've got some big lot of trapped money right here. See that? Again, this is people who bought in thinking it was going to go higher or hoping it was going to go higher. Some of them rode this wave, some of them rode this wave down here, and some of them are still riding this wave here. And they've gone, back here in nearly 2 years, a year and a half ago, they've gone, it's back below where I'm just going to hold it and see what happens. Some of these people would have been shaken out down here. Oh my God, it's back down to this low. I'm out of this game. This game sucks. Some of those people back here are still holding. Some of these people back here are still holding and going, oh, I hate this game. I'm gonna wait until I break even. And that's where they do a selling. That's where they do selling, right? They do selling. That's where they do selling. And that's why you might see some resistance here. Okay, that's why. Trap money there, and you've got some trap money at the 0.382. So, but at least you're probably looking at a good 90% move. Again, if we can clear, I would say, certain levels on the larger scale. And I would say right here for Carnaby, CNB, cracking that 40-cent mark, that's pretty good. Why? Right here, you can see that's previous level of support, basically became resistance there. I would say if you can crack through there, you'd be looking good for that 68, 67 cent level mark. So watch out for there. If you want to play it on the longer term, if you want to play it on the shorter term again, we just do everything I said before. And if I do that and take you into the daily time frame, you can just trade it. And maybe, and I've got that. Did I delete the Fibonacci? No, I did not. Yeah, you could play that smaller one right now, up to that kind of 48-cent mark. Interesting. So there's an option for you, both on the short term and the long term for Carnaby Resources Limited, CNB, on the ASX copper miner with really good results that have just come out. Cool, cool. Final comments and we'll get out of here because it's an hour show roughly. Let's see. Back on the Ondo thing. Ondo is a great buy, apparently. Okay. Could be. My number 2 hold for good reason. Yeah, you could be right. Appreciate these technical analyses. You are very welcome. Yes, long term for sure, but potential good entry point for Ondo, do you think it would be? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see. Any final comments and we'll get out of here. Sweet blue chip under $1. We're talking about that. Space Miner. Space Miner is live on the B with Nickel and 5 others watching in the chat. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I've been watching GRT, the graph, and you're watching GOAT. Has GOAT been doing something good? That's interesting, Maximus. Thank you, mate. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check out GOAT because GOAT was the GOAT for a while. One of the first, I think wasn't GOAT the first or one of the first popular AI generated meme coins where it's just like someone typed in a code, just create the coolest meme coin possible, and AI went, I'm going to create this thing called GOAT. Let me check that real quickly, just out of interest. For you, Knackers. I thought it was you were Maximus for a second. You're Knackers. Sure, let me have a quick check of that. I don't think I don't even have it on my list. What's Joss is doing well. Dang. Joss saw some price appreciation. Okay. Neural, not doing anything just meaningful yet. Let's take a quick look at GOAT. Yeah, I don't know can it come back? Goatius Maximus, 16 cents. Oh, okay. Sure. Goatius Maximus, GOAT on the weekly time frame. What did we do? Did we find some support somewhere? No. But you can see clear resistance at the 0.786 from this low and this high. Cool. And from this high and this low. Yeah, not out of the woods just yet. Yeah, nice little price appreciation. Break market structure. I would just be weary. Just be weary. Because if general crypto is going to go down, then it'll go down. It'll go down too. Your line in the sand that you would want to cross through would be through here and getting through the 0.236. That's at 33 cents. Watch for that. Watch for 33 cents. That'll be a nice move. Watch for resistance there at 33 cents. Okay, that's GOAT. Cool. I think we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, live on X and on YouTube. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family because you get a warm and fuzzy feeling all in your insides when you do. And you get week daily, possibly not every weekday right now. The format might be changing up next week. I have a brand new brand sponsor starting next week as well. I think you guys might find that very interesting. So things are changing, but changing in a good way. We'll keep testing and iterating and keep pumping up this wonderful community here. Again, 1,658 subscribers on YouTube, 3,600 something followers on X. You have joined, or you will be joining, the winning team. You're also winning when you do the synchronized slurp. Grab your tasty beverage once more. I've got mine. We'll slurp them synchronously. And as a double win, what we do is we dance it out at the end of the show too. Can you imagine that? You get to synchronize slurp and do a dance. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronized slurp.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Thanks for watching, people. Appreciate your stuff and all that kind of jazz. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later.